This demo connects Alpha Vantage MCP Server with Codex on a fresh Mac VM running Tahoe 26.0.1. To make it easy, a step-by-step instructions file has been provided, which is available in the video description or nearby where you may be watching this video on the Alpha Vantage site. Please note that Codex requires ChatGPT Plus or a higher tier, so make sure you're subscribed to that service before continuing on. First, make sure that Node is installed. If you're following along with a fresh VM, we're using Homebrew as our package manager and VS Code as our file editor, which can also view this markdown file in its intended format. If those sound good to you, follow the steps in the file to install and configure them. Once Node is installed or updated, you're good to move on. Next, install the Codex CLI. Version 0.34 or higher is recommended, as earlier builds contained issues. Copy these instructions to install UV, a modern Python tool manager, which will be used to call Alpha Vantage MCP from Codex. Then, follow these steps to create a configuration file for Codex in your root directory. This will establish the bridge between Codex and the MCP server. Inside this file, paste the following code, which you can find nearby on the Alpha Vantage site or in the instructions file. If you don't already have an API key, you can get one for free at the following site and simply replace the placeholder when you receive it. Launch Codex. Follow the connection instructions if this is your first time, namely signing into your account and authorizing the degree to which Codex can generate and save code on your machine. Afterwards, connect to the MCP server by running /mcp. Codex now has access to the Alpha Vantage MCP server. On its own, Codex can already generate applications from a simple prompt, but this bridge unlocks two key advantages for financial applications, wordplay intended. First, you no longer need deep knowledge of the Alpha Vantage API to know which endpoints to call, what parameters to provide, or how to handle the data that comes back. Codex can now discover, select, and integrate the right API functions automatically. Second, it can go beyond static pre-scripted workflows, building applications that make dynamic API calls, often powered by AI reasoning. That means smarter, adaptive apps that request the right data at the right time. For now, we'll keep things simple and focus on building a portfolio tracker web app without needing prior knowledge of documentation. We'll preemptively open a second terminal window to handle the local run instructions Codex will provide. In the text file, two sample prompts are provided, a simple quick start prompt and a more detailed prompt. From experience, simple prompts do get the job done, but you may find the generated visuals less interesting or compelling. This detailed prompt creates a richer application by specifying portfolio allocation assumptions, fetching historical daily data, requesting specific chart visualizations, and recommending project parameters like where it's saved, where to store your API key, and how it should be launched. Previously, it was mentioned that Codex can figure out what Alpha Vantage endpoints it needs to create your request. However, for the sake of providing a smooth experience for those of you with free API keys, give Codex explicit instructions to use time series daily. Codex otherwise defaults, arguably correctly, to time series daily adjusted, which is a premium endpoint that factors in dividends and splits. Consider upgrading to a premium key for more accurate long-term analysis and other features. Write your prompt or paste the provided example and wait for Codex to generate the project. When it's done, make note of the run instructions. In the second terminal, we'll confirm the existence of the folder and files. The launch instructions will vary depending on how you prompted Codex. You may need to provide your API key to the configuration file for the generated project. If it's not clear, ask Codex where it is. Codex tried to honor our prompt instructions to use npm install, but there were issues. In general, when you encounter errors, try copy-pasting the messages back into Codex, and it should automatically try to fix them. Let's start the web app and open the URL. If the web app gives error messages, copy them into Codex. Here, our application launches successfully, and we can see our total portfolio value over time, swap views to see individual assets, and see our asset allocation with the total portfolio value overlaid. We can enhance it further by adding a UI to adjust stock share counts. Tell Codex what changes you want and enjoy creating and editing your custom web app without writing a single line of code. Hope it's been relatively smooth for you to follow along, to connect Alpha Vantage MCP Server to Codex, and to be ready to explore the stock market your way with the power of Alpha Vantage tools. Thanks for watching, see documentation for other powerful features, and let us know if you encounter any issues so we can do our best to address them.